You know our next guest from his starring role in Disney's Aladdin, and today he is back in our kitchen making us a plant-based Middle Eastern favorite called Bamya, which is basically okra stew. But let me tell you something, you've never had okra this way, I promise you that. Please welcome back our good buddy, Mena Massoud. Welcome back, Mena.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me again.
Excited to have you here. Listen, the first time you knocked our socks off with your delicious meal that you made for us, and this time is no different. So, Bamya, we have it in Greece too. It's called bamyes.
Yes.
That whole part of the world is big on okra.
Yeah, we love okra.
And I feel like people don't know. If they know, they know. If they don't know, they don't know. Okra is really delicious, and this dish in particular has significance to you. What is that?
Yeah, it's delicious, and something people also don't know is that it's high in protein.
Yeah.
It's about 10 grams of protein for 150 calories, which is some protein bars don't even have that much protein. But this dish really reminds me of home. Reminds me of my mom. My mom's cooking, Egypt. It's just got all those flavors, and it brings me back.
I bet your parents are so proud of you, Mena. My goodness. I mean, there's so much to be proud of. Okay, we're going to get started. So in the Dutch oven, you have some onions and
garlic and jalapenos.
Okay.
And we're cooking that until it gets nice and soft, which it is right now. So about 2 to 3 minutes, and some neutral oil in there. You can use olive oil, but something like sunflower oil, something neutral, just to cook it.
Okay.
And once we get it nice and soft, we're gonna make our broth. Okay. So of course, you're Greek, tomato paste.
Everything. The secret ingredient to Greek food, to Armenian food, anything in the Middle East, Lebanese, Turkish.
Yep.
Tomato paste.
Yes.
With the tomato paste, they make everything better.
Exactly. So we're putting our tomato paste in there with some lemon juice, water, coriander, and then some salt and pepper. So that's really, what we're using to make this broth.
Okay.
So we've got the lemon juice in here, a little bit of water.
Now, if you did not like it so spicy, could you just leave out the jalapenos?
100%, yeah.
Right.
You could leave out the jalapenos. If you don't have them, you forgot them at the store or whatnot, you can also use chili flakes.
Oh, nice.
I like a little bit of spice, but if you don't, you can leave it out.
All right.
All right, so that's in there. It's got more of a watery consistency now. And then we're gonna add the coriander as well.
And then we add our okra, and you say you prefer fresh, but it's okay to also use frozen.
Yeah, that's right. So if you use frozen, you don't need to add as much water because it's gonna release water anyway.
Okay.
But if you put in fresh, which I recommend, you're gonna have to keep an eye on the water. This is my mom right here, always just talking to me, adding salt.
I know.
They love salt.
And isn't it so funny too when you say, like, we're going to talk about your cookbook in a minute, but when you talk about recipes with them, and I say, well, Mom, how much salt? Just a little bit. I'm like, Mom, I can't write in the book a little bit. You have to give me a measurement. But they all say that, don't
Because they eyeball everything.
All of it.
So, there's about 8 or 9 of my mom's recipes in the book, and yeah, I had to get the recipes from her, and she was, just a little bit of coriander, just a little bit.
So?
I'm like, no, you have to give me precise measurements, and she was like, but that is not how you cook.
Yeah, oh, it's so true. She'd be like, tomati, with the eye. I'm like, Mom, I can't write in the book. Eyeball it.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're adding in the okra, and you're gonna let that cook for 45 minutes. That's it. That's it, really. You're just gonna let that low and slow. You might need to add water, so just keep an eye on it. Obviously, it depends on a lot of things, but this is really how it's gonna turn out. So I'm gonna switch these over here so we can see.
And I know you serve it over a bed of Egyptian rice, and Egyptian rice isn't your typical rice. There's a little bit of a difference to it. What is that?
Yeah, so it's vermicelli noodles. We're gonna get those nice and brown here, like we're seeing, brown them up. And you don't have to worry that they're crunchy yet because we're gonna cook them with the rice. So naturally, it's gonna get nice and soft, but we wanna have that nice brown on them like we see here. Again, a neutral oil, and we'll add in the rice and the water. So it's the same way you've been cooking rice, you're just adding in the noodles, that's it.
And then you just kind of cover that and let it do its thing for about 20 minutes or so.
Absolutely.
And then it's all done, and we have the finished product on our butcher block, and we have the bamyas.
And don't forget,
Salt.
Salt. Add some salt.
And while you are plating up for us, I'm going to eat this in a second too, but I have to congratulate you on one of the biggest moments, a huge moment in your life. When you played Aladdin, it was, by the way, one of the highest grossing films of 2019. You knocked it out of the park. And last time you were here, I said, please don't forget us. Make sure you come back. I mean, look at that. That was such a huge deal. And now you're introducing people to a whole new world. Do you like that?
Very
with
good.
your new delicious plant-based cookbook. Tell us about Evolving Vegan.
Yeah, so, I was talking about the company the last time I was here, and I told you I was working on a book, and we visited over 10 cities, 50 different restaurants, and we put it all together in a book. So it's got my recipes, it's got my mom's recipes in there, and recipes from the best plant-based restaurants all around North America. So it's got a little bit of everything for everyone in there.
It even has a shout out to Home and Family. He's such a good guy. He shouted us out in the book. I so appreciate that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that was my first ever food demo, cooking the pad thai here. So it was a big deal for me. Got to give you guys a shout out.
And it was a big deal for us to have you here, and it won't be your last time cooking here. That is for sure. Dig in.
Thank you
Taste the
very
fruits of your
much.
labor because they are delicious.
Thank you.
Evolving Vegan is available online and at your nearest bookstores. And as always, the full recipe is at hallmarkchannel.com.